Hi guys, this is Sam Power reporting from Churu in India, and I've just done a 10-day Vipassana meditation, and I want to share with you, while it's fresh, some of my biggest insights. So a 10-day Vipassana meditation, just in short, is essentially 10 days of silence, complete silence. You have nothing, you have no mobile, no phone, no iPod, no paper, no pen, no music, no talking, and you meditate for 10 hours a day, following this Vipassana technique. Now I'm not going to go into the technique in this video. I may speak about that specifically in other videos, but I just want to share with you some insights. It was challenging, definitely very challenging. There were many points where my mind was saying, "Get out! Let's just leave! Oh my God, can't take another day." My mind was giving me all of these thoughts. So it definitely was a mental challenge, one of the toughest things I've done, and physically as well, very big challenge, because you had to really push yourself, really push past your pain barriers to actually meditate for 10 hours a day, and that's part of the technique itself. So, learnings. First and foremost, the only thing that is real, that is actually real, is the reality of this moment as it is. Just that's it. That is it. And you can read about this intellectually in books and hear people say it, and it doesn't mean shit. It doesn't mean anything. It means absolutely, as just an intellectual concept, it means nothing. So what I've realized is actually, for me to get across some of these principles that I'm discovering myself through meditation, it's not enough for me just to talk about it like this, even though I'm going to do it now. But I hope this, at least, it's useful to the extent that it can inspire you to then go and take action yourself. So just remember, when you hear people talk about these cliched things like, yeah, just live in the moment, yeah, you can be happy, all this stuff, go and experience it. Go and test out the waters for yourself. Don't just accept the truth just because some guru or some guy said something that sounds good. Go and test it out. And when you actually sit that long in silence and investigate your internal mind and matter, the constant vibrations of mind and matter, it really clicks on a deeper level, a level that transcends the mind, where most of us are just in our minds the whole time. We're just playing a game of intellectual table tennis, talking about facts and concepts that really just doesn't even scratch the surface of when it comes to the truths about the universe and reality. It's just literally like the hundreds and thousands sprinkles that you put on like a massive 10-layered ice cream sundae or something. So don't just read books and talk about these concepts of peace and happiness and reality and being present and being happy and all that. Just go and experience silence yourself. Go and experience reality in its rawest form, i.e. in its real form, in the absolute form. And most of the time our minds are just cluttered with things that there's no chance any of us are going to get an insight to what's actually going on in this universe, which is something pretty magnificent. But again, don't just listen to me. Go and experience it. And linked in with that, this being the only moment that is actually real. Again, it has to click on an experiential level, not just listening to it intellectually, like, oh yeah, this is, you realize you're always safe as well. You're always safe. You always can be at peace. When you realize this is the only moment you ever have to deal with, ever. And there's never any future. There's never any past. And again, you've got to experience that. Another learning. The mind is a tricky bastard sometimes, and it is something that needs to be disciplined. It has got to be disciplined. In the Western world, there's not much at all to do with teaching people to discipline their minds, to train their mind. Most people actually go through life not even realizing that their mind is pretty much running the show, and they get little bursts of control here and there, but for the most part, they're not really in control when they don't realize it. So the mind, you've got to start realizing, first of all, don't identify with your mind. Start getting greater presence and observation, space between you and the mind. Again, meditation is so crucial for this, because you actually start to witness your mind rather than just be your mind. So until you've actually witnessed your mind as something separate from you, then this won't make sense at all. But once you start getting those glimpses of being the witness, the observer, then it's literally just about repetition, increasing awareness. It's about being diligent. It's about being persistent. It's about being patient. And just every day doing some kind of meditation, some kind of yoga, some kind of focus work, some kind of work where you're training your will. You stand for an hour and you don't budge, you don't move position, or even just things like giving up things for a month, being like, I'm not going to eat this chocolate for a month. Little things like that are like building your willpower, your actual conscious control and decision-making process, and is going to increase the time you have to make decisions. So our minds constantly, you realize when you sit in silence for so long and when you go down this meditation path, you realize your mind is rampant. It is rampant. It's rattling off things all the time, left, right, and center. Before you start actually investigating the real nature of the mind and the body, then it's just the norm. So you don't actually even realize. So there will be an initial period probably where you feel a little bit, almost you might feel overwhelmed when you actually start to see the real nature of the mind. But don't worry, it's just that transition phase where you just got to go, whoa, bloody hell, I can't believe this thing's been going off at this pace the whole time, and I've not actually been in control. So realize your mind needs to be disciplined. You need to be firm with it. Don't get angry with it. Don't be like a master slave. Don't have a master slave relationship. Have just a firm guide, firm but fair. Okay, show compassion to it when it makes one of its judgments or wants to do something that's not really good for you. Be aware, be accepting, but be firm. Be like, no. Start building up that self-control. Self-control is so important. It will give you confidence as well. The more self-control, the more you master your mind, the more confidence you're going to have to deal with anything that life throws your way. So you get to the point where you're just like, I'm the master of my mind. Another learning is that we are 100 billion trillion %, responsible for our state of being. Nothing else is. There's nothing else. Again, these are one of those cliched things. You may have read this in like Buddhism books or personal development books or whatever. Again, you experience it. Experience that on the experiential level, not just the intellectual level. Have a taste of that reality yourself through just actually experiencing reality as it is, not with any concepts and labels. And you realize on a deeper level, transcending the mind again, you are completely responsible. However you're feeling, whatever's going on internally is because you've allowed something to happen in your mind, or you haven't been the firm guide, or you're just following a negative pattern from before. So that is a huge realization, because that just makes you, it might make you feel a bit in despair again, and you're going, oh no, I've got all these negative patterns and all that. Don't worry, be kind, be compassionate, be patient, be accepting, and then start working on taking the reins, on consciously deciding every single moment you can decide your state of being. And the best way to just be happy all the time, it's so simple, but it's so powerful and profound when you experience this. Again, not just understand this on an intellectual level, but when you actually just sit back or stand or wherever you are and you feel your aliveness, again, you have to experience the aliveness. Most people, well, me personally, I have a completely different meaning of aliveness now to a few years back when I hadn't done any of this introspection work. I'd just be like, yeah, I'm alive. Yeah, I got a pulse. Yeah, I can feel my heartbeat. No, it's deeper than that. It's deeper than that. And either you'll understand or it might not make sense, and that's fine. But go and experience yourself. When you experience true aliveness, and then with that aliveness, you just add some gratitude. You literally just add gratitude. Again, really, it has to come from the heart. It can't just be just said off the cuff. Come from the heart. I'm grateful for this moment right now, just because I'm alive. Just literally because I'm alive. I'm grateful for this moment. And it doesn't actually matter where you are for that to happen. That is the surest way just to constantly be at peace and be happy. It's so powerful when you tap into that, and it takes practice, and your mind won't be used to that. Your mind won't be used to just being content. You've got to practice an attitude of just being completely content, not only with your life situation, with the friends you have, the money you have, the job you have, and everything, which could be a lot in itself. Letting go of all those attachments, of desires, of wanting to do more, wanting to do this. You've got to let go of all of that, which is a whole journey in itself. Let go of everything. Be completely content with your life situation. Then be completely content with the very moment you're in. Just accepting of it. You don't have to be elated and think, this is the best thing ever. But just be grateful that you are breathing, that you are alive. If you tap into that, oh my God, it's absolutely beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. It's better than any high of the mind, any emotional high. It resonates at a deeper level of your being, because you're just properly in tune with the universe. The universe, from my experience, seems to really resonate with gratitude, love, compassion, things like this, beauty, things that just, they're not in the mind. They actually transcend the mind. So I'm going to leave it there for now. But I hope hope that inspires you to go and experience the real nature of reality. And to do this, you've got to get away from your current life situation, at least for some kind of time. Start some meditation. Go on a retreat. I would highly recommend going on a retreat. That's going to be a faster way to get yourself to start experiencing these moments of reality, of actual reality, not just this mind-made conceptual reality where there's this self-image, and this self-image just lives their life trying to attain new things and be something new and do the next thing to fulfill themselves all the time, always actually being quite dissatisfied, having their highs, and then having the lows, but there being this perpetual discontent underneath, because you're always craving something and you're always trying to avoid and resist what's going on. So I hope this inspires you just to go and sit back, okay? It takes courage, it takes determination. It really does, because your mind's going to give you a real load of blockage if you're not used to it. It's going to go, no, this is pointless, this is stupid, what are you doing? Your friends wouldn't do this. This is a load of crap. It will give you so much of that, but please sit through that, work with it, and with time, the moments of true love, of true beauty, of true just how magnificent the universe is, will start seeping into reality more and more with more time and more patience. See you on the next video.